terms of getting them to stay kind of like on brand and on message. It's certainly a challenge. I don't know how much influencer marketing people do, but oftentimes these are young people who, this is their first job is creating content for YouTube, so they're not used to a lot of the formalities of briefs and so on. So what we've seen work best is kind of bring them into the fold and kind of do some sort of in-person activation, give them the access to the marketing team, ideally create something that's a combination of like education and entertainment. So the brand message and the brief, they're essentially getting immersed into in real time versus just reading something off a document. Because anybody can just shoot a brief over email across the table, and like that's not as impactful as like sitting down with someone. You hang out with somebody, you inevitably kind of want to do right by them, and that's how we've really seen us get the most traction and success in working with them.
In terms of influencers, we speak to the influencers. We go through the same sort of vetting process. We speak to them beforehand. Anything they pub comes through our approval first. Yeah. So in that way, we maintain that it's going to be quote unquote safe. I think the other part of that, though, is if you sign up to get a influencer, you are assuming a certain amount of risk, right? So, and that's part of how you even get to push the envelope is assuming some sort of risk. If you know everything beforehand that is going to happen, it's very calculated and it comes across to the viewer in the same sort of way.
Part of that is definitely the brand relinquishing a little bit of control, because it's hard to get an authentic message across when they're just, all constantly in approval mode of everything. And some brands get it, some brands don't. I mean, there are a lot of brands that I've worked with in the past that no matter how much they want to be cool and they want to work with an influencer that's cool and popular right now, they are not willing to bend, and really they just want an ad agency.